Hey kids, the sandcastles you're about to see were created by a professional sand sculptor, so don't get discouraged if yours look a little different. It's all about having fun and making your own work of art.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt Long. I'm a professional sand sculptor, and right about now I'm going to show you how to make a fabulous sandcastle that you can make when you get to the beach. Here we go. We're going to start by creating what we call a base pile. We're going to pile up a bunch of sand, then we're going to make it nice and wet. Never go to the beach without this tool. You'll work too hard doing this by hand, and a shovel makes it nice and simple. We wet down the center of our pile real good. And plenty of water. You can't add too much water when you get to the beach, to the sand. The sand will be different beach to beach, but add as much water as you possibly can. And the sand's going to find its own saturation point. Here, I'll poke some holes with my fingers. Make sure the water gets in there. You know, it's like every great construction starts with a good foundation, and that's what we have to do right here. One of the secrets to great sand sculpting is that the sand defies gravity by standing up. So these are some of the tricks that we'll use to get elevation in our sandcastle. First part is the base pile. We're just going to let that percolate down. Now, sand sculptors, we use all kinds of things to compact sand into. No matter what it is, we always refer to it as a form. This is a form in its simplest form. It's essentially a bottomless bucket. And what we're going to do is set this down, wide side down. It's tapered. We're going to fill it with sand and water, and later when we lift it off, we're going to have a nice block of sand that we can carve into a castle. And anytime a sand sculptor adds sand inside of a form with water, we call this a pound up. Make sure that the water gets through and through, and pounding it down. Even though they call it a pound up, we're pounding it down. The only thing that holds the sand together is the water and compacting it. Remember, the water has to be dispersed throughout the sand. You don't want any dry spots. Dry spots leads to a collapse. The most dreaded thing in all of sand sculpting, the collapse. Now we have a great base pile, nice and solid. We have the pound up, and next we're going to add what we call a hand stack. Take a bucket half filled with water, fill it up with sand. Our first big scoop. Okay, and just a jiggle. Here's our next scoop, and just a jiggle. Again, I can't pat it. If I pat this down, it'll shake the bond loose between the grains, and we'll have headaches later. And one more ought to be nice. I like to give this a rough shape by hand before I slide the form off. Should come right off from the handles, slide it up. Ta-da! Does it look like a castle? It's on its way. Today we're going to use a simple set of plastic tools for creating our castle, the Can You Dig It sand tools. And to that I've added a simple pastry knife, which you can get at any kitchen supply. Whenever you build anything in sand, you're going to start right here at the top. You can't work down here low and then work at the top. The loose sand will fall, ruin your lower details. So here we go. This will be the very top of our castle. I like to shape my turret like a Hershey Kiss. Now the next part of this is to create a roof line at the base of this turret tower roof. And now we're going to add the walls to the turret by taking sand away. Before we get too far down in our castle, I think it's time to add a window. I do this by very gently scraping into the sidewall of the tower. Now I'm going to use a magic weapon in sand sculpting. We call this the manually powered pneumatic sandblaster. It looks like a straw, doesn't it? Fooled you. What's this? And this will be a nice simple castle. You'll be able to work this one out pretty readily at the beach. I'm going to create a terrace right here. It's a flat surface, the floor. Now you don't see a terrace yet? Well, watch here. You can define the shape of this terrace just by taking sand away at random. What I'd like to do later is put some stairs down around the front. So I'm taking away just enough to leave myself room for those stairs. I'm going to add some stone in here, a feel stone effect. And I do that simply. This is a small detail shaper of some sort. And we're going to dig in here randomly. When I create these rocks, I like to jiggle my tool just a little bit in here, and it gives the edges a rougher shape, more natural-like. And now we're going to move on to the stairs we promised. And what we're going to do is press it in and just pull away, very simple. This is going to create our stairs. Use that brush to get rid of loose sand. And fluff the sand around always fluff the sand around the base of your castle. Just gives it a nice finished look. That's just about it for today. Thanks for joining me.
Remember, kids, your sandcastles don't have to look like the ones you just saw. Mastering sand sculpting techniques takes time, so head to the beach and just have fun with it.